You don't even have to try anymore. That is the part nobody's saying out loud. That is the part that is quietly making people lose their minds right now. Somebody is already falling for you. Not because of something you did, not because you said the perfect scene or showed up in a perfect outfit or finally figure out how to be interesting enough. They are fallen because of something you stopped doing. And you have probably noticed it. You have probably noticed that conversations pause for just a second when you walk into a room. That someone's sentence trails off and picks back up a half bit late. That people look at you a fraction too long and then look away like they got caught. That is not an accident. That is real. That is real. You. You have been so busy assuming you are invisible that you have not looked up to see who's already watching. Let me be really specific because I think you have talked yourself out of this about 9 times already. The moment after a laugh, when your face settles back into something heavier, someone saw that. And it did not scare them away, it pulled them in. The way you go quiet in a group when you have decided the conversation is not worth your energy. Someone read that as power, not rudeness. Power. The way you answer a message 3 hours later, not to play a game, but because you were genuinely just living your life. Someone stared at that little, delivered, and felt their stomach drop. You were not strategizing. That is exactly why it's landing. Here is what nobody tells you. Effort has a smell. People can feel it before they can name it. When someone is trying to be liked, there is this low hum of need underneath everything they say. And the nervous system picks it up instantly. It's why the person working the hardest in the room is usually the least remembered. And you, somewhere in the last 6 months, maybe longer, you just stopped humming. Think of a specific moment. Maybe it's a Tuesday evening. You are in the kitchen, the lights gone in particular orange. There is a cup you have reheated twice. And you are standing there, half listening to something playing in another room. And you catch yourself not performing, not rehearsing, not editing a text before you send it, just existing. And there is this small, strange calm in your chest that you did not ask for. That was it. That was it, the shift. It was that boring and that seismic at the same time. Here is what most people don't understand about magnetism. It is not projection. It is not something you push outward. It is a vacancy. It is the absence of grasping, and human beings are so starved for someone who is not grasping at them that when they finally meet one, they lean in without deciding to. That is what you are right now. You are the room where nobody's pulling on them, and they cannot stay away from it. And let me be really specific about what that actually looks like from the outside, because I don't think you have ever gotten to see yourself the way they see you. You walk into a place and you don't scan it. You don't do that quick sweep for approval, that little check in with the room to see whether you are allowed to relax yet. You just sit down. You take up your seat like it was always yours. And half the people there, honestly, more than half, have never in their lives walked into a room without asking permission first. They feel that. They can't name it, but they feel it. And the heat around you goes up a degree, and everybody near it starts adjusting. I know how that sounds. I know. Like flattery, like something you had want to hear. But I want you to actually check it against your own week. Because something shifted and you already know when. There was a version of you that used to audit every conversation on the drive home, replaying it, sanding down the edges, deciding which sentence made you sound stupid. That version rehearsed apologies for things that were not wrong. That version said yes with her whole chest and resented it with her whole body. And then something shifted. You did not announce it. There was no dramatic exit, no burning bridge, no speech. You just stopped auditioning. You stopped explaining your reasons twice. You stopped softening every single sentence with sorry and just and if that's okay. You have not become someone different. You just stopped hiding. And here is the thing about heat. Heat does not have to try. He does not chase anybody down the hallway. It just fills a room, and everything in that room has to respond to it, whether it wants to or not. That's you now. You are not doing anything, you are just warm, and everybody near you is suddenly aware of their own temperature, which brings me to what's actually happening on the other side of this. Somebody is not sleeping well because of you. I am not being dramatic. They are checking their phone at 11:40 at night for a message that is not going to come because you did not send it, because you were not thinking about them. They were reading a conversation from 3 weeks ago, trying to find the moment where they lost you, and they can't find it because there was not one. You did not withdraw. You just stopped overgiving, and to someone who was living off that overflow, it feels identical to abandonment. They do. They do. They notice everything now. They notice when you don't explain yourself. They notice how little you defend. They notice that you laughed at something and did not look around the room to see if it was okay to laugh. And it's making them nervous because the whole time they knew you, they had an unspoken agreement with themselves that you needed them a little more than they needed you. That agreement is dead, and they attended the funeral alone. Some of them are jealous. Some of them honestly closer to grief, and a few of them are falling in love with you, and they are absolutely furious about it. Because here is the cruelty of it from their side. You did not do anything wrong, you did not even do anything, you just became unavailable for the smallness they were used to. They are not reacting to who you are. They are reacting to what you are reflecting back. You are a mirror in a room full of people who have been avoiding mirrors. So let me say the part I actually came here to say. Let them be shook, let them talk, let them decide you have changed and say it like an accusation. You don't have to explain the shift. You don't have to shrink back down to the size that made everyone comfortable. You don't have to answer the message tonight. You don't have to prove you are still kind. You are, you always were, that is not in a question. Their discomfort is not evidence against you. That's not your responsibility. Let them catch up or let them go. That's not coldness. That's not you becoming hard. You are not being cold, you are being wise. And that thing you have always been apologizing for, the sensitivity, the way you fill a room before anybody speaks, the way you go quiet when something off. That was never the flow, that was the instrument. You were just using it to monitor everyone else's comfort instead of your own. Now, it's pointed the right direction, and it's a devastatingly accurate thing to be on the wrong side of. You don't have to dim that. Not anymore. Not for anyone. Okay, here is what is coming. The next thing that arises for you is not going to require a fight. That is what is going to feel unfamiliar. You have been trained to believe that anything good has to be earned through exhaustion, that if it is not hard, it is not real, and if it is not real, you must have gotten lucky, and luck runs out. So when it comes easy, you are going to be suspicious of it. You are going to look for the catch. There is not one. There is not one. New people are arriving. New rooms are opening. Someone is going to look at you the way you always suspected you deserved to be looked at. And they are going to do it in the first 10 minutes without you performing a single thing to earn it. And your full body is going to want to over-explain, over-give, over-prove. Don't. Stay exactly as you are. Underdo it. Let your energy carry the weight it has already proven it can carry. Because this is your moment to stop working for what should be given freely. And you have already chosen this. You chose it on the Tuesday in the kitchen, in the orange light with the cold cup, when you decided without words, without ceremony, that you were done auditioning for a part you already had. The falling has started. It started before you knew. You are not too much. You are not too quiet. You are not too late. You are just finally not trying. And that is the most powerful thing you have ever done. So rest in it. Let it work. Let it do the thing it has been doing all along without you. Love you. Be exactly this.